Welcome to the Rewind Guys Halloween special. Each week in October, we'll be featuring a different horror film, each to our theme. A theme so horrifying, you'd better bring a change of pants. Guys and ghouls, welcome to Fartober!
You're about to engage in a conversation you know or care nothing about.
Welcome back to the Rewind Guys podcast. I'm the wolf pack of one, Alan, joined by the Black Kaiser.
What's up?
And the host of the Rewind Guys, Patrick Andrews.
Many hellos.
Ooh, that's good. That's so good.
You should still do the noise.
This is the first of our Halloween special, and I am presenting to you Tremors 3, Back to Perfection. I almost forgot my own movie. This is an action comedy horror that for some reason does not have sci-fi on the genre. It is rated PG, filmed in the US, released October 2nd, 2001, has a runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes. This movie stars Michael Gross as Burt, Sean Christian as Jack, and Susan Chang as Judy. This movie was directed by Burt Maddock. You know, I was going to do something different this time and give a few other, directorial credits to the director of the film so that people could, identify with, their style and other works. But apparently this is his directorial debut and only directed film.
Did you call him Burt? Doesn't it say Brett?
Did I say Burt? Did I say Burt?
Didn't you say Burt?
I may have said Burt.
Wait, his name is Burt.
No, the director. Because when he said Burt,
I may have.
Burt Maddock, I was like, wow, the director's name's Burt.
I'm sorry.
And the character's name's Burt?
If I said
You
Burt,
knew the director's name offhand, to correct.
No, I just looked over and read his right.
he's cheating. He's looking at my paper.
I honestly, when you said, "Did you say Burt?" I'm like, "Duh, that's the main character's fucking name."
I'm
I wasn't
sorry.
paying any attention.
I'm sorry. Directed by Brent Maddock. Well, the main character is Burt, and I just said Burt like a million times. I've heard it a million times in the movie, so it's fresh on my mind.
Well, that's why I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Directed by Burt Maddock, and this is the only movie he directed. However, he has quite a bit of writing credits. He wrote the original Tremors.
Oh,
I'm not sure if he wrote this one, but he wrote, I think, 3 or 4 other
What
Tremors.
happened?
I know. Oh, but man, I guess I don't know if this movie holds up because I haven't seen it in forever. But he also wrote Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2, and so that I like that a lot. That's really cool.
You can tell by Universal's face. Neither of us have seen that.
Oh man, I will have to track that down because I remember that being a fun 80s movie. So I know you guys are gonna love it.
No.
Guys are gonna love it. All right.
Yeah, I love 80s movies.
Let's talk about the cast a little bit. Oh yeah,
I love them.
Yes.
Because I was born in the 80s.
What's your favorite 80s film then? Poser.
That one.
We fucking know it's Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah, I guess it's
A
kinda-
house.
Oh yes, I agree. Okay, so let's talk about the actors. And did I say that this movie had a budget of $6 million? I'm all over the place today. I apologize, but this movie had a budget of $6 million. I don't know what it made. I have no idea. I couldn't find it.
It shows because
Yeah.
when did this come out?
2001.
The CGI was really bad for 2001.
Yes,
It was just terrible.
I feel that the $6 million budget was put into the pyrotechnics and the lead actor.
Really, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, he's done all of them. He probably.
Yeah,
I
but
can't imagine he's charging them that much.
well, yeah, but they don't have a movie without him. I think they all have him, don't they?
Yeah, but he wasn't. I don't think he was their original choice. He's not the main actor of the second one.
Yeah,
Oh,
or the
okay.
first one. But
Yeah, I have to confess that I don't remember the second one. I'm not even sure if I've seen the second one.
you
so
had to have.
I don't
Everybody's seen the second
Yeah,
one.
maybe.
So I 100% have seen the first one. I actually had already seen this one without realizing it. I don't know if I've seen the second one. Because like I feel I can't. The one I'm remembering is like, is it the fifth one? Is it this one? Like I've only ever seen these on TV, and I never look which one I'm watching. It's just Tremors.
Yeah, they're all kind of okay. I love the first one. It is. I guess I don't know. Is it the first one just sci-fi or is it horror? Is it horror sci-fi? Because it's not very horrifying.
It's thrilling. Maybe it's a thriller.
Spooky.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. I mean, it's a childhood staple for me, so I do love that one. I haven't seen it in forever, so I hope it still holds up. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know how we got to this point. Okay.
What I want to know is, they went CGI on the Graboids coming out of the ground on this one, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember them looking that bad in the original. Did they do practical effects for the original?
Yeah.
Yes. The original is all practical.
Okay,
yes.
because I remember them. It looked as dumb how they just pop straight up out of the ground and wiggle around and go back in.
Yeah.
But I remembered it looking good in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. The effects in the first one were spot on. And again, don't remember the second one, so I can't really chime in there. But here, oof, man. I'm going to talk about the first part of this movie, the intro. Okay, how we get started, and then I want to know you guys' first impressions because. First, I thought I rented the wrong movie because when it opens up and everybody's speaking Spanish, I'm like, oh boy.
Dude, you told me that, and I still thought I had the wrong movie when I started watching it.
I'm watching like, oh man, come on. I got to go rent the other one. So I watched it for a little bit longer. And then even when Burt showed up, he kind of started speaking Spanish. But then like he started talking about, okay, I'm on this. I'm with it. But then he's talking, and this is just so stupid to me. But anyway, he's talking about the Graboids. He's being interviewed by this like news reporter, and the cameraman is doing an awful job. That is the worst cameraman ever. But shortly after, Burt's talking about all his Graboid knowledge, and these, they're the Screechers though, right?
Shriekers.
Screechers. Shriekers. They come
that
like...
scene was in the movie.
Yes, they come... You're not wrong. They come stampeding in, and... Oh man, if you watch some of these, I'm so glad they show these in very short bursts because sometimes they're taking a step and they're moving like yards at a time per like footstep. It is so bad.
Some of them were not like finished.
Yes, it was weird.
Like, some of them literally looked like just blurry legs in the distance.
Yeah, or how about after Burt takes them all out and it shows all like the body parts and they're like practically glowing versus like the scenery.
Did you notice there was
really
like
bad.
1 or 2 practical ones in there though?
Yes. Oh yeah, for the when they did the close-ups for the gunshots.
Yeah,
I definitely
And it's like,
appreciated that.
it was needed.
100%. And I think they were trying to do like the blend of practical and CG to blend it all together, make it look really good, but they missed their mark. 100%.
Honestly, it's probably the best they can manage within a $6 million budget. We've seen a lot of CGI movies before, and it's really fucking expensive.
Yeah, and I'm sure 2001.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks obviously cheap CGI now, but I can only imagine it was still probably pretty expensive then.
I would bet it was probably most of the budget.
You think most?
Yeah, because if they had like same shooting locations, they probably already had the sets all built. It's like his gun room in the basement. I looked it up. It's the same like wall of guns as the first one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like, I feel like a lot of the budget probably went to actors and the CGI.
Well, it definitely didn't go into the cowboy actor.
Oh.
They must have paid that guy like 3 cents.
Was it Jack?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Good old Jack.
Desert Jack. Okay. First, before I ask this next question, let me finish up the other one. What was your guys' first impression? Because I'll be honest, after the first maybe 5 or 10 minutes of that intro, I'm like, oh, good Lord.
My first impression was, what happened?
Yes!
Like
100%.
Because, shit, Tremors 1 was great. Everyone likes Tremors 1 who's seen it. Tremors 2, I feel like I've seen it. I feel like I liked it.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
it's not great.
I have like a memory of a warehouse scene from another Tremors where they blow up a warehouse.
That's the second one.
That's the second one?
Unless they do it again.
Okay, well, no, I definitely have seen the second one then.
The second one is when they have all those
What was it?
shriekers in the warehouse and it's eating all the food.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
And
so
he goes in and with the...
So the second one, yeah, I remember the second one a little bit, and it wasn't bad.
Not ringing any bells. I'm telling you, I don't think I've seen it. Sorry, man. Sorry.
But this one, when it was starting out, I was like, what is going on. But I think it kind of got better as it went on.
Okay.
That reaction says no from everyone else. God damn.
The first 2 minutes is you get that feeling of like a it's cheap.
You get the feeling of kids recording it in their backyard.
Yeah, like it's weird. I don't know what it is about a cheap movie, but like just the way it looks, the quality of absolutely every aspect of this just felt really cheap. You knew right away this was like a made-for-TV movie.
Was it made for TV?
I don't know, but that's what it felt like instantly.
I can see that.
Like when you start watching a made-for-TV movie, you know immediately, and it does have that exact feel. I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I could see that. It does have that energy.
These bastards are smart, and the harder you come at them, the smarter they get. You're still here, aren't you? I'd say you're up to it.
Did you guys catch throughout the movie there were a few spots of bad ADR where I guess they must have had the actors have to redo some lines or something because their mouths were moving and nothing was coming out.
Oh fuck yeah, I was noticing that. That was weird as shit. I
didn't catch that. But.
Really?
Especially what's that guy who died first?
Oh, Miguel?
Dude, they did not show his face for a lot of his lines.
Oh, I don't know if I caught that.
His voice sounded really odd to me.
Okay.
And it didn't seem synced up with what he was doing, so it seems like I think they voice-overed him a lot.
There one scene in particular, if you guys are interested in going back and watching, is I think right around where Burt goes to talk to Jack outside of the store or whatever. I don't know, he's like yelling at him or something. Burt's mouth starts moving. And then the words kick in, and I'm just because at first I'm like, oh, I thought something was wrong with my copy, and then like things got back on track, and I had to rewind it, and yeah, apparently that's just how it is. And there's a few other moments like that during this movie. I'm like, oh, good lord, come on, that shouldn't be that hard to do.
But I mean, it does make sense that there must have been something wrong with the sound because I noticed some scenes were really quiet.
Yeah, yes,
and I had to turn it way up, and then all of a sudden the next scene is super loud. Turn it down.
I wonder if that's the movie, or because I rented it from YouTube. I wonder if it's their copy, or I don't know. I don't know. Could be. But I have a question before we progress in the story. I don't understand. This is 11 years later, and everybody's living in perfection. Which, by the way, I don't know if you caught the sign in the beginning. It has a population. Did you guys see that? What's the population?
14.
No.
That was from the original movie. It was a population of 14.
Okay, well, now it's not.
What is it now?
Any guesses? Anybody know?
Well,
8.
wait.
You're close.
Wait. Okay, so we got Rancher Man, Store Lady,
Yes.
Mom and Daughter, and Burt and Jack. So is it 6?
Well, according to the sign, it said 5. It said population 5.
The daughter doesn't live there. She just came back from college.
Oh yeah, and then Jack and his buddy, was it Buford? They just
Big
moved
Buford.
there. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they weren't like registered on the sign yet. But yeah, it has a population of 5, and they're living freely amongst this little like town or village or whatever it's considered.
They have a gas station and a store. Is that really?
Yeah,
does that
I think it
constitute a
is.
town?
I have no idea.
You know
think it
what
would be
I thought was
village.
funny is that if it's a population of 5, later on, I think it's Burt asks how many RC cars she has in her store. She said she has 11 RC cars.
Tourist, man.
Yeah, that's why. That's something she's banking on.
No.
She had a lot of merchandise in that store.
Me you don't go to tourist locations to buy RC cars?
No.
I thought that was the place only place you could get them.
Well, yeah, but the RC car, wasn't it labeled as a Graboid destroyer or something?
Oh, is that what it was?
Hunter.
Oh.
Yeah, everything in that store I think was Graboid something or other. She was really banking on that.
Dude, there was the one scene. It's later in the movie. I'm jumping ahead, but we're talking about her store
Yeah.
where I think they just confirmed the Graboids, and she's in there on the phone arguing, and they had what looked like fucking Graboid dildos.
Dude,
Oh,
yes.
And I'm just like looking at these, like these are some real dildo looking things. Did they not check the camera angle before they filmed this?
I think maybe they did it on purpose.
Dude,
Well, yeah,
I
wasn't that
honestly
what she
thought-
was talking about? How ridiculous they looked?
Yes.
I
I seen
guess.
that, and I'm so glad you brought that up because I probably would have forgot that, but I seen that scene, I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know what they were at first.
Dude, I legitimately thought they were dildos at first. I'm like, what is she selling?
Oh, yeah, that was really weird. It was very strange. It definitely took me off guard. But no, he's talking about all this stuff. We have this place. Everybody's living freely. I got to finish this damn thought, okay? But, like, they make it seem like No, there's no more Graboids here. They couldn't possibly be, though he's fighting them everywhere else. Why would perfection not be a place that they would come back to?
I guess what they're saying is, like, he lives there. He's been killing them, so he killed a lot of them. And that's kind of his thing. Like, he's been traveling around to kill them. Because the joke, it's like, oh yeah, home of the Graboids, even though they're everywhere else but here.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I
think
guess
it's like a shitty little valley. Why would they be there?
Yeah, I don't know what's where they originated from. I just figured, I don't know, but I thought it was kind of weird.
I had that same feeling when everybody's like, "Oh, it's been 11 years," and I'm thinking, okay, so it was what in like the first one they said like, "Oh, these are like billions of years old."
Yeah.
But they're like,
that's
"Oh, it's been
actually a good
11 years, so it's fine now."
Yes.
Even though they came after a billion years and we don't know anything about it.
And he's
It
been
just didn't make
fighting
any
these
sense.
things. He's been fighting these things everywhere. I'm like, well, if that's the case, why wouldn't they, or why couldn't they possibly
So,
still be there?
Is this 11 years from the first movie or the second movie? Did the second movie take place in?
couldn't
Perfection?
tell ya.
No, it did not.
It didn't.
It took place in somewhere in Mexico, I think, or maybe south of
Oh
Mexico.
shit. Okay.
Which I think is why this one started out there,
Oh,
because that's kind of where they ended up.
okay.
in the second one.
And I'm assuming to the progression of the series, because I don't know much. I haven't seen much. But the first one, of course, was just the Graboids. The second, I can imagine from this point that they introduced the Shriekers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this one, which plays to the theme, we get ass blasters, which is why I picked this movie. Plus, I've been interested to revisit Tremors ever since you tried to pick it that one time.
Yeah.
So
we originally had a plan to watch all of the Tremors, but then Netflix was like, "Hey, guess what? Fuck you."
Yeah.
And just
We're gonna do it.
I'm down.
and we will actually have to rewatch this one now to make it a cohesive series. I'm just kidding. I won't watch this again. I mean, I can't wait to revisit this film. No,
I can't wait to revisit the first one. I'm curious because they made it seem like this was the final form in their evolution. Because like, oh look, it's got eggs in it. Clearly, they go to flying forms to spread their eggs.
right.
I wonder if they're gonna like just scrap that in the next ones and add more types just to keep it interesting.
I'm hoping I can remember to touch on this question about their forms and metamorphosizing, because there's something that doesn't make sense to me. I'm hoping you guys can clarify. Okay, Jack's tour, by the way, I do like it.
I thought
that
great.
was fun.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good aspect of the movie. You know, they had a lot of good parts. Like
Yeah.
they had a lot of good scenes. It's just too bad that all the actors are clearly acting.
Yes.
Like they are obviously acting.
Wait, can we at least give a pass for Burt? I thought he was good.
It was pretty good, but they cheesed him up. Okay, so he was okay.
Right.
But they cheesed him up with every single time they show him or he says something. It has like that weird military like.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
Did it?
Like,
Fuck, I didn't even notice that.
Why? Every time you see him, it's like this cheap little like trumpety marching drum thing.
Wow, actually, their whole like score or background
was.
music, I completely did not pay attention to any of
No,
it.
actually, I was thinking that by the end of the movie. I enjoyed the movie, but the soundtrack was so fucking terrible.
No, that's what I thought you were going to
Wow.
say. Is because I had noticed that instantly. Again, with everything else, that they should have not just put any music into this at all because everything they chose was awful.
No,
nothing.
nothing.
It was a weird take on the music. Like it all, I don't know if it was supposed to be like westerny desert themed music, but it was all.
I think they
terrible.
bought like one of those CDs of like royalty free tracks, you know, for like your home project or something.
Well, it must have been pretty bad.
It
'cause
wasn't
I
until the
didn't pay
credits
attention.
kicked in that I really was like, I stopped and thought, I was like, man, I was annoyed by the music the entire time in this movie.
I think the audio overall was just bad.
Yeah, I guess. I like I say, it
Budget
was
clearly didn't go to it.
Yeah, it certainly
Yeah.
couldn't have been memorable because I didn't even notice it at all. Like, whenever I think of anything as far as the sound design, it's just explosions and your basic sound effects. I didn't pick up on any of the score or music in the background at all. But the tour was awesome. First one goes down, I think, without a hitch, and I like how they have it rigged up with the color coded ropes and stuff, and Buford's on par with all this stuff. And I think it's after the scene where I noticed the bad ADR when Burt was yelling at the guy for doing this tour and kind of being a phony. But I do like when the people from his tour, he's trying to like get Burt in on all this.
Yeah.
And the lady with like the son and stuff trying to take the picture. I thought that was pretty funny.
I think that was the best scene.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, can I get a picture?" And like he doesn't say a word this entire scene. He just stands there like, "I hate everybody right now." And she takes the picture and she's like, "Oh, thank you." And his last name is Gummer, but what does she call him?
Goober.
Goober. Yeah. Thank you
waiting
so
on
much,
that.
Mr. Goober. I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so good." But
So,
he took money out of a box on top of that thing, right? Did he leave it there? What the hell was with that?
No, I don't think he left it there.
Did you see that?
No, what are you talking about?
When he's at the fuel pump, he took a couple rocks off this it was like a wooden box. He takes out a couple of 20s, closes it, puts the rocks back on, and then I never seen him touch that box again, and I didn't know what the hell all that was about. It was so weird.
I was also a little confused by that.
He just has random money hidden
Maybe
around.
that's just how
guess.
pay at the pump works. in 2001.
Pay at the pump. That's so good. No.
So I kept expecting the tour to go wrong in a different way.
Ooh, how so?
Like, because, whenever there's a cheesy scene of like a fake tour like that, they get caught that it's a fake tour. So I kind of was expecting that. I didn't expect it to actually like have a real Graboid show up.
Yeah.
I thought they'd show up at a different point in the movie. So I was a little, I don't know. I kind of expected it to go wrong in a different, like, stupider way in a sense.
No, they introduced the Graboids actually kind of early on in the film, but the main event, which I guess, it's the twist, they were building up to it, but they did not introduce those ass blasters till way later.
They shouldn't have at all.
Yeah, I actually agree.
Yeah. No, the second tour, which I think happens kind of right after this, is, yes, when shit hits the fan. And this is when it stuck out like a sore thumb how bad Mindy, the character Mindy, that actress, was.
man.
Which one was Mindy?
awful. The blonde daughter.
With the
Okay.
giant Discman.
Yes!
Did you see her walking around a few times with that? Like, wow.
Yeah.
I lived that life.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, but like I think I'm pretty sure his name is Buford. While he's doing all the special effects for this fake tour, he gets eaten. This whole scene is stupid, I'll be honest with you,
It's like-
and it's filled with such bad acting from everybody.
Why did they make him like such a creeper?
Buford?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was getting kind of rapey back
Yeah.
He
there.
was getting super rapey back there.
Oh, checking her out with the binoculars. He's like, what, 3 feet away?
No, he's like, so you're in a jack, huh? It's like, man could take offense to that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
While he
Jesus.
has that, like,
Big
big
ass-
knife.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? I was like, this is getting dark. This is going to like some ooga booga roots here, and I don't want it.
I think I can only assume they did that on purpose to kind of justify his death. Because, I mean, let's face it, you don't really ever want the good guys to die.
Well, I mean, like, why do they got to justify his death when I don't want to jump too far ahead, but they killed off like one of my favorite characters
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
for like literally no reason in a shit way.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they're just trying to give a reason to kill this guy off. So it's like, let's give him like this really creepy vibe. He'll be the first to go. Then, man, their whole distraction gig to get off this rock and everything is really bad and executed so
is.
poorly.
It is. It's weird because some of the scenes, like for example, like you were saying, the fake tour, it's like it's really thought out.
Yes.
The color coded ropes, like it's really attention to detail, and then other parts of it is just kind of like half-assed. They just went through it real quick.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
almost made it up on the spot.
And I also find it funny that he has it looked when the guy was holding it like a foam prop rifle,
Yeah,
but he can't have a real rifle.
well, no, I mean he does say at multiple points like it's fake.
Yeah, no,
but
I know,
like-
but I'm like, you're willing to buy a prop rifle, but not a real rifle.
Well, didn't he say he got?
He said he's like I got it from some guy from a movie.
Yeah, I think he made
Oh.
it sound like he just got it from someone or like got a good deal or something on it. You know?
Crap, I missed that.
Because he's just like,
But to be
he's
fair-
just a scammer, you know?
Oh yeah,
To be
yeah.
fair, guns are cheap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A real rifle, just a basic like whatever rifle you could pick up for like.
Although, if I'm not mistaken, he said grab your Weatherby. Those are nice rifles. So
Oh.
maybe he wanted to like appear high end. Like
I see. I got you. Okay. But no, when they were gonna throw all these bottles and cups and shit to make the distraction, if you look, they fall right behind the Jeep.
Yeah.
Like they don't go very far. And then what's his face? He throws. No, go ahead. We can wait.
This is fine.
Some hosts you are.
I know. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hold up. As long as we're cutting this, we are now.
I know. I'm trying not to cough, but I have like this.
I'm dying.
You know, it's that season where everything's getting all
Yeah.
gross.
Oh, fuck.
Man, that's so good. That's so good. This is great. This is great podcasting right here.
Welcome back to the Rewind Guys
So
podcast.
So itchy.
So, okay, let's get back on track. I'll follow the trend here. This whole scene comes to an end when Jack throws the one guy's camera and he's all pissed off about it. I do like that guy's character. He's not a great actor, but his character is pretty funny.
Yeah, okay, it's bad actors. There are quite a few real standout bad actors in this. He was the first one.
You think so?
I mean, he was so annoying and his lines weren't that well delivered to really play up on what the way they wanted him to be annoying, I guess you could say.
Okay. You know what? Actually, let me get off topic for just a second. Let's talk about bad actors. Out of the three, if you guys know another one that's even worse than these, I'm all ears. We're gonna go. I think it's Mindy, the daughter.
Yep.
Let's go with that tourist guy with the camera. And lastly, I'm gonna throw into the mix I don't know. I guess he's supposed to be like some sort of like anthropologist or something.
Oh, you fucking nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that guy's awful.
Yeah, but I mean, I mainly just hated the two main characters.
So, I'm going to be honest.
They were,
Wait, Burt being one of them?
well, okay, not him. I guess the other two main characters.
All right, so the girl and the guy.
Yeah.
Jody and Jack. Oh man, didn't realize.
Jack and Jody. That's so adorable.
So, Jody was the main lady. I thought her scenes kind of sucked. I just don't think they were well written. I don't necessarily know how bad she was.
I don't know, like, she just... It was just cheese.
You know,
Just cheese.
it's funny because I kind of thought that at first. I didn't like her. I didn't like too many people in this movie. But as the movie progressed, I actually got behind her character a lot more. I thought she was all right.
I didn't think she was that bad.
Interesting.
I also just thought that Jack was basically taking the place of Kevin Bacon from the first one.
Oh, I could see that.
Exactly. And then the store girl was taking the place of the original girl that fell for Kevin Bacon in the first one.
Oh, I
Even
hated
the
her.
scene where they're on the rock in this one, and like they wake up and she's like snuggling him, is like the same scene that's in the first one with Kevin Bacon and the...
Oh,
It's just the same thing. They took so many scenes from the first one and
how
remade
much
them.
could they really do in a giant war movie?
yeah, I guess. I want to get to that rock scene in just a second. I have a question about that. But we're at the point right now where the government comes in because the one lady decided to call. Burt was like, we have no time to wait for these guys, even though he spent a day and a half or so to formulate a plan. But
Yeah,
they got
and
no
those
time.
guys were there in like 10 minutes.
Exactly. That's what I thought. And I mean, if they're that big of a threat or that big of an endangered species, somebody would be there right away.
Yeah.
They were there in 10 minutes, but they did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
The government solution to it was like, just get the fuck out of here.
Well, right, yeah, because they're like, it's an endangered species, and then they were going to do, what did they call that? Where it's like, you guys can't live here anymore, but we'll reimburse you, and compensate you for
$5.
Yeah, but pretty much. But yeah, so they step in, and this is where you meet all these FBI guys. I don't know what the hell they are exactly. There's a couple of regular police, I guess. The one FBI guy and the anthropologist or whatever this guy is. And this is...
I think the one guy was supposed to be some kind of like game warden type deal
Oh.
because he's like, I have my hunting license. It's like, it's through you guys. And he's like, oh, well, they answered up me. So now it's through me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The BLM guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not the current, not the
yeah.
today meaning of BLM.
The 2001 meaning of BLM.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any different, but
There's a couple things that happen within the scene. Melvin comes back.
Oh,
who got Melvin?
Fuck Melvin.
Good old Melvin.
I hated him before. I don't like him now. But he's
I
like,
had to fucking Google it.
really?
No way you got. No way, man.
Yeah. I
No
hated
way.
that guy so much. And they had to bring him back. I do appreciate that they brought back a couple of original people, though.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And also, they were probably the best actors in the movie.
Yes.
Were the original people.
Yes. Miguel and
Yeah.
I don't know
That was-
the older lady's name.
My favorite, Miguel.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yes,
Yeah.
I loved that guy. Honestly, the most believable character.
He didn't have that many parts, but he was great.
Yeah, he's just an average guy, and like you kind of felt that he was just an average guy. But Melvin comes back because like he's trying to sell off this valley, I guess, ultimately to start, making money. We're gonna bring this place up, and everybody's gonna want to live in perfection. But Burt's not having it because this is, I guess, his place, and so he leaves. After, because there's a Tremors scene right here, isn't there? He freaks out, he throws his beeper, and he hightails it out of there. That's really all you see of him until the end.
No. This is a big scene.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
He gets Burt eaten.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I forgot that.
That's right. I didn't realize these two scenes played into each other because I wrote that down. This is the best scene, or actually leading up to the best scene in the movie. This is my opinion, my favorite scene. Because Burt he tries to hide in one of those like steel drums.
Yeah, I don't think it's really intentional though. I think he just kind of like falls over, and the drum's kind of getting pushed towards him, so he climbs in it, and then he just gets
Yeah, it
eaten.
looks like he tried to put the steel drum in his way, like, "Hey, stupid animal, grab this, and I'm gonna hop in the truck."
Yeah.
And
Right.
It grabbed him and the drum, and was just like,
Yes.
mine.
And then he gets eaten, and then, because he still has walkie-talkie contact with Desert Jack. And so they lure the Graboid back to Burt's place where it knocks himself out, which is kind of like what they did in the first one.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
now that you mention it, there's a lot of scenes that were in the first one. That were
Yeah.
just straight up in this.
They just copied, the best scenes from the first one.
This is actually where I started not hating Jack. Because I was like, oh, it's like, thank God he's not gonna play this cheesy,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, he came
like,
off very pompous.
like coward, useless person. It's like, oh, he actually is gonna do shit this movie. That's fucking
Yes.
that's great.
And I like the because he starts using the shovel after the Graboid knocks itself out, because now he's got to get Burt out of this Graboid, which luckily enough, the Graboids are like, what, less than a foot deep.
Dude, it was
And-
like an inch or two deep.
It
like-
was not that deep. And I love how quick, man, I don't know anybody who could start a chainsaw that easily.
I know,
But good thing.
But it's
When your
Burt's
Burt's on the line.
Yeah. It's
Oh, yeah.
Burt's chainsaw.
That's true.
He probably checks a thing every day to
Warms
make
it
sure
up.
that it's gonna start the first time.
It runs on gunpowder.
And oh my God, this whole scene was so good because he starts chopping this thing apart, and the blood of a Graboid, by the way, looks like spaghetti sauce from like the can of like.
Dude, it's straight
Chef
up high
Boyardee.
C coming out of those veins.
No, it's too thick for high C.
No, but I know what you mean.
No,
like that,
I mean, when
that
you-
vodka sauce.
Yeah, yes,
Because it's kind of orange. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, 100%. And so Burt comes out, and meanwhile, while this is happening, the shopkeep lady, Jody, she comes in and she's watching this, and Burt's coming out with all the entrails and stuff on him, and he's like shocked and stunned, and I can't remember what he said, but he's just like, let's not talk about this. Puts his glasses on and just turns around and walks away. The scene was good.
easily the best scene in the movie.
Yes. At least I think so.
It
Russell,
was okay.
I mean,
It
Patrick.
was okay.
Really? Really? Out of all the other scenes in the movie, that one's not the best?
It was,
Don't compare it to like good movies. Compare it to this movie.
Yes. Okay. I know what scene's your favorite scene, right? The next one where everybody's stranded on rocks. This is the most gripping,
It's so
compelling
cuddly.
scene.
Dude, the truck is 2 feet away
Yes.
from where
Oh
they are
my God.
stuck.
So this whole time, like, first off, the truck wasn't that close originally. I
I
swear
don't know,
both
but yeah.
trucks were really far from the rocks. And then they cut with the fishing pole. It's literally within, like, if he held onto his shirt, he could just lean forward, like.
It was really strange because my whole thought is, just jump on the ground for a second.
I was
Yeah.
looking at.
Grab it and just jump back. I mean,
So
it's not going to go that fast.
Well, no, if you look, like, when they drop, when the walkie-talkie hits the ground, it instantly reacts. So I was like, okay, but Burt, I was looking at everything on just Burt. He had his useless gun, because he couldn't kill a Graboid anyway, so you could fucking chuck that really far. They had his keys. He could literally just keep the truck key, do the exact same thing they did earlier. I think they did that earlier with keys.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
they
he
did that the first
had-
Graboid thing.
He had tons of shit in his pockets that he could have thrown and made noise with, and just walked over and grabbed it and got back on the rock. Literally no
Yeah,
problem.
it was not very suspenseful at all.
And I like how they spent all afternoon, all evening, all night there before they decided, oh, we could just do this. Meanwhile, before all this happens, of course, they alert the one old lady and her daughter. They get on top of the rooftop, and they spend all night, just like those guys on the rocks, on top of this rooftop. This whole scene just seemed poorly written.
Yeah, it's really strange because Miguel is putting together the fishing pole in the background all night long. And it is a piece of dental floss tied to a stick.
Yes.
No. It's like 6 sticks tied together. It took him like an hour.
But like he's working on it all night.
He's
into the next day.
Yeah, I want to see how fast you could put together a dental floss fishing pole. And where the hell did they get the sticks?
That's what I was just kind of thinking. Like, couldn't they just?
There was no trees around.
So they also had this big pile of sticks that they could have just chucked because these things react to like you see the walkie-talkie hit, it lightly touches the ground and things like. Blah.
Oh yeah.
So
like instantly.
They could have just had the people on the other rock. Hell, they could have had them just stomp on the ground a little when it came over to their rock, and they could have grabbed it. Like it was just dumb. This whole scene sucked.
And and the one thing that I want to know, I'm not a desert specialist or nothing.
A desert specialist. Is that a thing? Are there desert specialists?
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
Desert Jack.
But here, the thing that I want to know is, it's obviously like maybe like spring or fall. Everybody's long sleeves, pants. So there's no way this is like summertime in Arizona, right? I think
no, they're in Vegas.
Nevada.
Not Vegas, but Nevada.
Okay, Nevada. I'm sorry, but either way, okay. So I just thought like if you're in like a desert setting, doesn't it get really fucking cold at night?
That's why they were snuggling up.
Oh, really? That's it?
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what I got from it.
If you go to survive in the desert, you have to have a cuddle buddy.
But yeah, I just thought, I was like, well, obviously it's a colder time of year. I'm like, these nights seems like they'd get really dropped temperatures, and I don't know. I was just kind of questioning that. And then even the following day after all this is like, they get the walkie-talkie. Burt puts, because this is where he sacrifices his truck, right?
I didn't get this.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
It's like, first off, they only had the one working vehicle. Why would they sacrifice their working vehicle?
To lure it away from them for safety. I don't know. It's flimsy, I know.
I also like how after they lure it away with the truck, which a little bit later is, blown up or whatever, then like everybody just forgets there's this graboid.
Yeah.
And they're just walking around like normal again. Everybody's doing their normal thing, even though it's still there.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. I was really annoyed that he just put something to hold his gas down. His truck is going off at like 40 miles an hour away from him. You come to a scene there. He's like, let's go find my truck. It's like, bitch, what do you think happened to your truck? Your truck is fucked. You know your truck is fucked. Why are you even looking for it?
He's hoping it just had a straight run and ran out of gas. That's it,
And then how long are they going to be following it?
No.
Yeah, like
they're going to be walking for like 4 hours to find this truck.
That led to after they spent their whole night in the desert. It's like, oh, it's been all night.
Yes.
That's when they meet the government guy, and it's the worst acting in the entire movie.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because
I wanted to talk about that. That's why I'm the only reason I'm backtracking and trying to organize, because fucking hell, that dude's delivery in this scene was bad. He could have done it any other way. He could have just talked normal like I'm talking now, and it would have been better delivered.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Even with the fuck up.
Yes. Okay. This is the worst acting, right? What was the worst part about it?
Why did he have orange blood too?
Yeah, when he I didn't understand that. I assumed when I first seen it, like, oh, they like ripped his back up and like he's dying, and then he finally just collapses and he's dead. And then I was looking at that, and I'm like, wait, that's graboid blood. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Boyd blood. But yeah, first of all, he's covered in like shaving cream or something.
Yeah.
It's not the stuff that comes out of a fire extinguisher. And
100% it is.
Dude, his acting was great.
Oh,
That's exactly
God.
how anybody would act in those circumstances. So, cold. Cold.
Yes.
It's good.
Maybe that's why he died. He defeated the graboid, but he died from hypothermia from the cold foam produced by the fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You cracked the case.
Cold. It's so cold. No, that was good. That was good thinking. Good thinking. I'm not entirely effective. I'm afraid.
No, it was really bad. I didn't even know. I didn't know. I did not know where that scene was going. And then when all that happened, I was like, That was really bad. That was so awful.
Yeah,
Worst scene.
So, I guess the whole point of that scene was just to show it's like, oh, they ate the government people, so they're multiplying.
Yes, which leads me to my question. I was going to wait till later, but I want to ask this. Burt is counting down the numbers. He keeps track of all this stuff. I'm so confused by how they reproduce as they
called them hermaphrodites at one point.
I can't remember the names. Shriekers.
Shriekers.
God damn, every time. No, he made it sound almost like it was like a Gremlins type situation where if they eat, they reproduce and they multiply so rapidly.
Yeah.
How can he keep track of all these? How does he know?
I have no idea. Because in the second one, when they started multiplying by eating, it was just kind of like, did they say it was exponential?
Yes, I'm almost positive.
Well, then that's...
I don't remember.
Because here's the thing. I guess according to what I picked up of the lore that was presented to me in this movie is there's a Graboid. Graboid then metamorphosizes into 2 or 3.
I think it's 3.
3, okay, of the Shriekers.
I thought it was 6.
No, because there were 6 because they
Oh,
ate.
there was 2 Graboids because there was 3, remember?
Oh, okay. Well, either way. They produce some of these things, and then they acknowledge the fact that, oh my God, there's more of them than there should have been. They're already reproducing, and the one guy's like, yeah, they ate Miguel. They're eating coyotes and snakes and stuff like that. I don't understand how he's able to keep track of all this crap.
Yeah, because even if they grow exponentially...
Hold up, no, they didn't eat Miguel. The government people. Miguel was still alive.
The government people.
Government.
Did they?
No,
Well,
because
okay.
Miguel
Yeah, the
dies to the
ass
ass
blasters.
blasters.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. You're right. Doesn't matter. I'm getting
It really
at
doesn't matter.
They ate something.
It's also weird that they assumed there should be 6 because at this point they didn't know or didn't realize that El Blanco couldn't breed or was sterile.
Yeah, I had to look that up. I don't even think that's a thing.
well, they just kind of assumed it.
Yeah, well, I guess.
Because Miguel was like, oh, I had a sheep or something that was albino.
It was a goat.
Yeah.
Oh, goat, whatever.
Get it right.
And it was,
Goat fucker.
impotent or whatever. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, maybe it's the same for this. That makes sense.
Right, yeah, and
moving on.
I had to look that up to see if it was accurate or if that's like a true thing with animals. But yeah, I couldn't find nothing on that.
I mean, it's probably like when you get like a liger, when you breed 2 different breeds together and you get a sterile one. It could be something like that, but it's still a stretch.
Yeah.
The whole movie's a stretch, but
well, yeah, of course.
We'll just take this. That's not important.
Yeah. I don't know. It was driving me nuts how they were counting down all the kills and stuff. All right. I'm going to kind of breeze and fast forward here.
Oh, I see what you're complaining about. I get what you're complaining. So I was like, how does he know how many? I thought you were saying how many come out of each Graboid, but no, they haven't been able to keep track of their movement. So they could have eaten like a whole pack of coyotes, and there could be like 90 of them.
Yes.
I see your point exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Because
why
he doesn't know how many of them are eating. What if
Right.
only half of them find food?
Well,
And the other half find food only sometimes?
Yeah. What if there's one really fat one that ate a whole government agent on its own?
yeah, I don't.
How
Like I
does he
say,
know?
when they said that, when they're like, oh, when they eat, they reproduce and blah blah blah, and I'm like, so there could be so many of these, but then they're like, oh, well, then each one
How
of
are they
these
tracking them again?
Oh, he had a...
global satellite
I'm
position.
satellite
assuming
thing.
that's how he knew.
He counted the dots.
Counting the dots.
I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. He's keeping an eye on their valley. Okay, what happens when they reproduce and they scatter away?
They can't scatter out of the valley. It's all mountains and stuff.
Well, then how did they get to Argentina?
They're in a box canyon.
I don't know, but that was the
This is
first one.
bullshit.
That was what they said in the first one. They're like, oh, it's contained in the valley because it's all rocks. They can't get out.
No, that's why
Blah,
the Graboids couldn't get out, which doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense because Graboids were obviously
And
other
they put their
places.
legs- They
If you
walked
saw
out.
the second one, these little guys aren't great at climbing. They're okay.
Okay.
So how are they going to get
Oh
out
my
of the
god,
mountains?
I'm so confused. Okay,
How they
wait.
gonna get out?
Okay, wait.
One of them ass blastered away to Argentina.
That's what I'm
Blaster.
saying. Well, wait. Yeah, but no, that's
They're
kind
not ass blasters at...
They
well,
would have to be because the ass blasters carry the eggs. They could have ass blasted off, laid the egg, and then died, and then bam, Graboid in Argentina.
I gotta ask, do you think they blast the eggs out?
No, well, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe that's it. They just bend over and cannon them. It's like, let's see how far we can get it.
I'm just confused with the story and the lore. It doesn't make
so,
sense.
Here's my question to you guys. how did you feel when you saw the first ass blaster, like shaking his little tush?
Oh my god!
And he's like, "Here we go."
When I had heard and read that there were ass blasters in this movie, which is why I picked it, and I didn't know that up until that point, I knew it was going to be bad. But it just kept bringing the cheese. That was awful. I'm just like, oh my god.
We're watching the first one, and it does its little wiggle, and it takes off at him. And they're like, oh god! And they fight it, and they finally kill it, and it's impaled on this fence.
Yeah.
Oh, we're skipping Miguel's death because
This is where he dies.
It's tragic.
Push it away.
Falls 10 feet and explodes.
Poor Miguel, my favorite character.
I mean, realistically, they weren't that high up, and he apparently fell to his death.
He was an old man, though.
Yeah, he hit his head on a rock.
Yeah.
Old men known for imploding.
Yes.
Small holes. When they come up on the body, and its intestines are hanging out, what the fuck?
Like, what do you mean? What? Why?
It's got this. So they got the trail of chemicals, and it looks like it just jizzed all over the place.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
When
yes.
you mix semen and blood,
Ooh.
it explodes.
Oh.
Well, shit. That's not good.
Gross.
What are you into?
Yeah. When they learn about the ass blasters, this is where they spend the night on the rock. They get the walkie-talkie. They inform the rooftop girls. Okay.
The rooftop girls.
Sounds like an awesome band.
This scene pissed me off too. They're like, as soon as they contact them, I was like, hey, it's not safe on the roof. This thing just blasts its way in and fucking hits the box like dead on.
You know, actually,
They should have been hidden by their own logic.
No, because they can still see the heat signatures, right?
Yeah,
guess-
the
I
box
guess-
would have got hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot box.
Well, they're hotboxing on the roof all night.
Yes. The approach of the ass blaster in the scene was bad, but actually,
I thought it was a better approach.
when it hit the box and everything, that looked really good.
I was gonna say, like, compared to a lot of the takeoffs, I thought this one was a little bit better.
Yeah, no, it wasn't bad. But when it progressed, they climb down off the roof and they go in the store. Oh my God, I have never seen a ham cook so fast in a microwave in my
Dude, I was
life.
thinking the same
I
thing.
know. She cooked that for about 10 seconds and she pulled it out and it's hot and she can't even hold it. It's so
know.
hot. It's going to take like an hour.
There's no way this
Nuclear
thing is hot.
microwave.
I don't know, man. We cut back to the ones that survived the first ass encounter, and I did not think I was going to remember what you told me yesterday when we were talking about this, and you're like, ass blasters, and I'm like, it sounds like a porno, and you're like, remember that. When you watch this movie, remember that. Don't forget it. And I'm like, I'm going to forget this. And I actually did until we see the scene. And I'm actually really glad that the girl named it because it sounded something like that douchebag would have named him.
Jack, yeah. I would have probably been against it if Jack had chosen the name.
And she's just kind of having fun with it. She's like, I think we should name these ones. And I don't remember the
Well,
first one.
because, she's like the granddaughter or daughter or whatever of the other guy who was adamant about the name in the first one.
So
He's
many
like,
callbacks.
we have to name it. We found it.
Yes. Oh, there's so many callbacks in this one. It's so good.
She came up with like butt launcher, which led her
Yes.
to ass blaster.
And she's like, ass blasters. And she's like, I like it. And she kind of cracks up about it. And I'm glad she named it. But when he said ass blasters, sounds like a porno film, I started cracking up. I was like, oh man, we are on the same page, brother. Oh, so good. But yeah, this walk back is when things start to get exciting. This is when
Which
the
El
film really
Blanco
picks up.
just takes a break still.
Yeah.
They're just walking around.
Yes.
Where is he?
Yeah, and that's the thing I never understood either. They're so focused on shielding themselves with the mattress to hide from the blasters, and I guess the Shriekers no longer exist.
El Blanco
Yeah.
and the ass blasters never seen in the same room at the same time. They're the same person.
Yes, but that's the thing. They're no longer concerned about the Shriekers. Their main focus is these ass blasters, and nothing
Yeah.
else exists in this film right now.
At what point were they walking? And he's like, oh, it's only a few miles to my house. We'll take this route because it's all stone, so El Blanco will have to go around.
Oh, is that what they said?
At one point they said that, but I don't know if that was this.
I missed that.
That was one of their excuses for why El Blanco wasn't
Okay.
around for at least one of the
Oh.
scenes.
All right,
But-
all right.
No, I thought the same thing. I thought all of these creatures do the same thing at exactly the same time, and that doesn't make. I mean, maybe I don't know. I think the movie would have been more interesting had they had to deal with ones coming out of the ground,
Oh yeah.
ones that are running around, and then ones that are unfortunately blasting ass through the air.
Yes, yeah. It's like you're being attacked by all fronts. It's good.
Yeah, I think that would have been a lot more interesting. But they decided to just take away every previous thing.
Oh yes, and this is what makes me so upset about this movie. So upset, and I'll be honest with you, I do want to see all of them now. I do.
Oh,
yes.
God.
I also don't want to jump ahead,
Okay.
but they only did what you mentioned there in one scene, and they did it so terribly. We'll get to it.
Ooh, I think this is the end, and I want to talk about that too. No, but it sucks so bad because don't get me wrong, the first one actually had some scenes where it kind of had more of a horror element.
It did, yeah.
And the concept with the a couple. I'm not saying it had a lot because it was still very lighthearted. Don't get me wrong. It was more heavy sci-fi than horror.
Yeah, I remember watching it as a kid, and I never thought of it as a horror movie, and I saw it as a child.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure it's probably just like this one where it's rated PG. Because here's the thing, they're not bloody.
No.
There's in this one, even if you paid attention, there's no gore. There's like I say, like the spaghetti sauce or what you call it,
Vodka sauce.
Vodka sauce, but like there's no real blood. It's not gory or nothing. It's fine, but I can only assume they ran with this throughout the rest of the franchise and the series where it just Sharknadoes the shit out of this movie. And it sucks because this could have been such a kick-ass horror movie. They're great creatures. You don't know where they are. They could attack at any moment. They know your every move, kind of.
Yeah, you don't know what form they're going to be
Yes.
in.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but there is a similar horror movie where the creatures hunt by sound,
Okay.
and it looks like a pretty scary, I know it's not a very great movie,
Right.
but the concept, the monsters are way creepier than they made them here.
Oh, I just think that's...
And I was gonna say, I agree with you. It could have been much more well done.
Yes. But I do...
God, I wish I could remember the name.
I do like the scenes where they fight in like this junkyard. It's all right, they're hiding out. They have to run into like this porta-john to seek some sort of like shelter away from this one ass blaster. And I think this is after they rode that boat on a trailer down, which by the way,
wow.
bullshit.
They're also-
You are not going to be able to steal with
Hiding
that
from someone
order.
ass blasting in a porta-john.
Oh, the irony.
But yeah, the boat scene where he's steering it with the...
I hated it.
You're not going to do shit with that oar, man. Not going to happen.
it's just, that was stupid.
I also
was just
feel
stupid.
that at that speed, when they hit that pole, they're getting launched out that fucker.
Yeah, I think they'd been a lot more in trouble. Than
Yes.
Just,
They
we hit a
were-
hole.
Fucking cruising.
Yes.
I know they started going downhill a little bit, but it was mostly flat land. That boat was going 30.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, they come to a dead stop, and she's like, well, now we got to get out. There's one right above us. And that's what leads us into this junkyard scene. And that's when and this is what I don't get either. Whenever they have a plan or something, there's always this moment of everything's okay so we can execute this.
Yeah.
Because there's ass blasters around. They're hiding out in this porta-john. It's like, man, what are we going to do? And the guy was talking about making a potato gun. And in my mind, I went to, they're going to take that exhaust pipe thing of the porta-john and make this weapon or something. And then that's when Bert's like, okay, or no, Jack was like, okay, let's go shopping. We'll get this. And I'm like, how are they going to do this? They are surrounded. And they just leave.
Yeah.
I was so fucking stunned at this. I had no idea what just happened.
I didn't notice that, but it is every time they have a plan or they say we're going to go do something.
Yeah.
The monsters are literally... I think that's the worst part, is they just are there when they need to be there.
Yes.
It's like those really bad kung fu movies where there's a ton of guys, but they fight one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's all this stuff going on, but it takes a break for a minute so they can do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if it comes after this or if it was before this. They do get back to Bert's house to, I guess, get something. I don't know. I hated this scene.
They went back to Bert's house?
Yeah, don't you remember that where they had to go in his escape room or whatever, or a panic room, and then they go down that pipe, which I don't understand how you can have explosions that good that large, coming from where you just slid down a pipe and none of it's exhausting out of that pipe. I was expecting this blowback and exciting scene from this, and it had this build up for nothing. They went back there I don't think they got shit. They got nothing.
This was
it was
I think
weird.
the whole point of this scene, this is where they get contacted on the radio and they're like, it ate half of everything in the store and it just passed out. It went into a food coma.
Yeah.
And I think the whole point was if the ass blasters eat too much, they just pass out. It's not like the Shriekers at all. which is, I guess it was just like to be a big joke because it was funny because it's like he destroyed everything he spent the last 11 years prepping for, and to stop them, and it would have saved them if he had just hadn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like being a creature or an animal with its animal instincts. It's eating for a reason. It's carrying an egg. The whole overeating thing just seemed weird to me.
I mean, to jump to the end, they had the knocked out one still. It was comaed. They kept it the whole time through everything was happening, and now it's their pet apparently. Yeah,
which is stupid because, and I'm assuming maybe this helps lead us into the other sequels, but and they hid it under a blanket. You never even got to see it in the cage. What the hell is all that about?
So I noticed this. They did CGI a lot for all of the ass blasters, but the only physical or practical prop they had was a neck and head.
Yeah. That's why they put the blanket over the cage and only showed you those parts.
Because, on the other ones, they had full practical props for the bodies. Because I looked up and it took 16 puppeteers to work the Shriekers and stuff for the practical ones.
Okay.
But it looked like all they had was just neck and head for this one. Because if you notice, in the junkyard scenes, a lot of times, just a really good-looking head would pop around a corner every time. And then it would cut to them being chased by a CGI one.
Interesting.
We jumped ahead a little bit. But at the potato gun scenes back at the junkyard.
God.
Yes. What?
The whole potato gun thing was just stupid. It was a stupid weapon. It didn't make any sense, really.
I loved. So they're using this thing, and they are a fucking crack shot. They went through 60 rounds of ammo, not hitting anything with real guns.
Yeah.
But you give them this potato gun that apparently Burt, a gun nut, has never heard of a potato gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a dead shot with it.
Well, that's because it has a laser pointer that somehow is making it through the flames at the end.
Not just that. I loved that a lot because there's one scene where they're going to use it, and he turns the laser on, and it's 20 feet off on the house in the distance.
Yeah.
And he shoots and just fucking nails it, literally.
I know.
20 feet off.
For some reason, when they were filming it, they used a real laser pointer.
Yeah.
To point at an imaginary thing that they add with CG later, so you see the laser just going way off in the distance on this, like you said, a house.
Damn it, I'm missing all the good stuff.
And then he shoots the thing 2 feet in front of him. How? The laser pointer's not doing anything.
I was like,
I'm so glad that you saw that because
man,
it was so fucked.
I gotta go see this because I thought that I was just thinking that one with the laser pointer being that close to the pipe with the fire, it's not gonna make it through the flames. And on top of that, you just wired it on there.
Can lasers go through flames?
Wouldn't it stop it?
Well, what is it? I don't know. Why would it stop it? Is a flame solid?
Well, it's not solid, but it seems like it would at least dim it down.
I was gonna say
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, comments down below, please. Answer our stupid question. Can lasers go through fire?
Because I've had some weak-ass lasers that once you get to a certain distance, you can't even see it
that's
no
Burt's
more.
laser. It's not a weak-ass laser.
Yeah, and that's probably true,
Brand
too.
laser.
But
Burt Brand.
when he threw this thing on with some wire, I'm like, how do you know it's perfectly straight? It's so bad. But I loved the cleverness of the garden hose.
Yeah, which just so happens to screw on perfectly to all the pipes and fittings that they found, and they're all the same thread. And
yes,
it's great.
They're a junkyard. They got all the parts they need.
That was so good.
I like to they're putting it together. They just showed him for a few seconds, looking back and forth at the two pipes. And it's also they all just screw together, and it's okay, yeah, why not?
All right,
sure.
They take out 2 of apparently the 3 remaining ass blasters. Okay, and then the one that they crushed in the junkyard, it ended up coming back to life, right?
I hated that scene where they pushed the thing on it. It's yeah, okay, a big heavy thing on it, that's cool. But why did he look around the corner with the toaster?
He wanted to make sure it was going to be right where he was pushing that thing down.
I know, but it's and
he had to hide his heat.
They even fucking said it.
Doesn't heat reflect off of that too?
You would think so.
I think heat reflects off of that
I don't
surface.
know.
But no, everyone's it's right around the corner. It's right there. And he's I'm check. He checks on the corner. It's right there. They're all no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. Well, he's just trying to look like he knows what he's doing,
Yeah, he's Desert Jack. Gotta put on a show.
Exactly. But no, this is so stupid. One, calling bullshit that the Graboid is tracking Burt this entire time because of his ultrasonic watch.
Okay.
Stupid.
I wanted to ask, what the fuck is that supposed to be? Is that a real? That's not a real thing, or am I just dumb?
Well, I would assume that even if there's a watch that is synced up to like the world clock, it would be like radio waves. It wouldn't be sending no vibrating signals, would it?
Well, I mean, technically, a wave is a vibrating signal.
Well, yeah.
but
I guess.
Oh,
I don't know.
now you just dumb.
No, I
don't know.
I never claimed not to be. But all I'm getting at is, so you mean to tell me this weak ass signal from his watch is enough to go through the dirt, and it's drowning out all other?
No, that was the joke. Is like, oh yeah, it's such a strong signal that it would make your dog cry.
Man.
They said something along like all the dogs we barking are
This is just stupid.
like that.
But
yeah.
the thing is I love how every single scene in this movie, one of us is like, oh, this is stupid. I hate this scene. It shows you what kind of movie this is.
Yes, it does. And I like how it has to, everything takes 3 people to explain how this shit kind of works. Because
And the worst
Because
part
it
is I
doesn't.
enjoyed it. It comes from because I just enjoyed the first Tremors so much, it's carrying over to where I'm willing to accept
Yeah.
the shit that is this. It's like, just give me more.
yeah, I
can't help
guess.
Give me more.
But I thought it was stupid when Jack took his watch and made a duct tape ball. I love the throw and how it stuck. That was
Dude,
funny.
it was like a fucking speedball. It went so fast.
It's like boop, and it just stuck right to him so good. But I like how the Tremor ate that thing.
It's a graboid.
I'm sorry.
And I like how they point that out too, because people do think they're called tremors.
Yes. Oh man, sorry.
I'm a little upset about that because you think about it, Tremors are blind.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just called it a tremor.
Oh yeah.
Son of a bitch,
but
graboid.
you notice how I pointed out to you, hey, it's called a graboid. It's okay if Mike says tremor though.
Son of a bitch. I get
Okay.
a 3rd degree.
So the Graboid, they're blind. They hunt by sound only. How are they not eating the Shriekers?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
They must
Well,
be
they must
able.
know the sound pattern that the shrieker makes
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
right.
you know?
That's a Shrieker.
I thought there was a shrieker in here.
Oh shit! No, but
Human.
complete difference.
But I could see it though. You know, you're not completely deaf living underground. You haven't created that world. You know,
Yeah,
maybe
dude.
you could tell the difference.
Okay. But that being said, you would think that
I
this
50%
thing,
know what it is to be blind.
you would think that this thing would understand, like, okay, there's a Shrieker or Ass Blast or whatever it is approaching here. Burt is there. They're both at the same spot, and that's enough to fool. I don't know. It just
Maybe
it
he didn't
seemed,
care.
It
Maybe
seemed
it was like,
very
oh,
flimsy.
We kind of skipped. We're talking about the baseball throw, which I forgot about that. That was great. I actually thought that was funny. Burt getting stuck to this fucking teeny tiny little mattress pissed
Oh,
me
yeah.
off so much.
The spring mattress thing, like the box spring or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
That was,
yeah.
that was nice.
Like,
You know, not nearly as much as when the Graboid comes up and eats the last remaining Ass Blaster, and it's like, it's over now. Get me off this mattress thing, and everybody's right back to
Yep.
no threat. Everything's good. He does make one comment where it's like, we better hurry before he comes back for seconds. Might still be hungry, or whatever the fuck he said. But I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so dumb. I know you addressed it, but this is stupid. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
see, I was more just annoyed because you look at this. I was just looking at mattresses recently. This is like less than a 4-inch thick mattress. Fight me, I could totally stand up with one of those on my back. You could tie me to that, and I could stand up and fight you.
I'm hearing a challenge.
Yes.
We need to get a spring. We need to get the whole spring innards.
The table's gonna be gone. I'm gonna be strapped to a mattress, and we're gonna have a boxing match in here. I'm gonna take you out.
Some pay-per-view stuff. Right?
Yes.
Yes. No. Seriously.
Mattress Mike.
Oh shit.
Oh, man, instant boxer name.
Yes.
Love it.
Put you to sleep.
You've got like a little tagline.
Yeah. But no, seriously, watching him like pretend to struggle on the ground, it's like it's such a thin mattress. If he literally just bent his arm, it would go with it.
Yeah.
He could have rolled over and stood up.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what?
His ass could have waddled away faster than they cut those wires.
Yeah, for somebody especially like Burt, who's like the survive all kind of guy.
That's what annoyed me. Like, out of everything, that annoyed me the most in this whole movie.
And also, to elaborate on that, if I'm not mistaken, he's having Jody cut him out with his Leatherman, but he's stuck because he even says his vest is stuck, right?
Yeah.
That immobilized his arms? And why does he take his vest off?
Because that's where all his stuff is.
You don't take your vest off.
And if the vest comes with me or I die.
Inappropriate.
It's like he's like Batman. He's useless without his vest. Batman's useless without his utility belt. He can't take it off. He won't be burnt without his vest.
I guess. But the whole movie comes to a close with it's the next day. Everything's back to normal, even though there's this remaining albino graboid. And then Melvin comes back. Burt threatens him by controlling the RC car and saying, look, you're not going to be building here. You're not selling real estate here. And he throws the fact that it's an endangered species and he just can't in his face and all this stuff. And Melvin wants him to kill it. And he's like, nope, people would rather deal with this graboid than deal with you, Melvin. And that's kind of the end of the movie.
He made the comment, you know how his bunker had all the protections from everything?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we've got all these protections. Like, he named 3 different protections, I'm assuming, for each different fucking form.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And I want to point out, because in the beginning of the movie, Burt gets back into town from Argentina or wherever the fuck he was. And they're like, oh, I saw a whole, whole trail of cement trucks going up to your house. He's like, yeah, I got, this cement wall. And he's mentioning how he got it done. He's like, I got all the sides and the underneath done. I'm like, bitch, how did you get underneath your house done?
Well, yeah, but his house, if he's doing it again, didn't his house blow up? He could do it all again. He's starting from scratch, right?
No, his house didn't blow up in the beginning. Mike's going back. Mike's rewinding. He's a rewind
I didn't
guy.
catch that.
I'm coming back to this because we talked about it. This is all the way at the start.
Yeah, but unless there's something I don't know about the second movie, this is an entirely different house than he had in the
It
first
has the
one.
exact same gun wall. It's the same
Well,
house.
he just
it has the same
remade the
basement.
gun.
Yeah, he was in love with it, so he just, I don't know.
It looks like the exact
I
same
don't know,
basement.
besides-
It's supposed to be his first house.
Cement finds a way.
Yes. I don't know.
That was just something I forgot to mention earlier. That they mentioned that he did underneath his house. I'm like, what they do? Dig your house up, lift it up, and then fill it in and put it back.
Well, and not only did they put cement there, but there was also steel. So steel, then cement. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, okay, end of the movie, happy ending. Jody kind of rides off into the sunset with Jack.
Siegfried and Roy buy the blaster.
Yep.
Which was like, wow. That's such a cheesy
this is
joke.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Graboids get to live, and Mindy still doesn't have a man because older women.
Yeah.
She's dumb, though. It
So
makes
bad.
sense. But I kind of like that they get to keep a pet graboid. Like, they're so used to it now, and they just, like, drive around, and, hey, little graboid. Oh, hey, here comes El Blanco.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think this thing's like
the only person who would have suffered from it was Miguel, and he's dead.
Oh yeah, look on the bright sides of things. You know, grass is always greener. But I mean, yeah, the last graboid is ultimately just Burt's pet at this point, and I don't know. I don't know if I buy the whole albino thing. Maybe this does play into the next one. I have no idea.
I hope
I do
in
want
the
to find out
fourth
though.
one that he has trained El Blanco as, like, his hunting dog.
Yeah.
And he just uses it to take out other ones.
I want to see it come to the surface and have him riding it.
Yeah, he throws it like those little dog biscuit, like those bone-shaped,
Yes.
things.
Little
An RC biscuit.
warm guys come out and eat it. Oh, I don't know. You guys ready? Anybody want to touch on anything else? Anybody want to touch it? Touch
Is it time for final thoughts and ratings?
Oh, I couldn't have done it better myself. Who's going first?
What? No, you gotta do it. I was just doing my.
Oh,
I was
well,
acting.
you know, rarely does the host go first, so why don't you go first?
Let's see.
Okay, let's see. My final thoughts are: if you are watching this movie as a standalone, it's much worse even than any of us have experienced because we're like carrying stuff over from the first one, which makes it more interesting. So that's a little bit unfair because I feel like we have to rate it as a movie on its own,
Yeah.
not a series of movies.
I don't know.
Well, you know, honestly, that's kind of how I'm rating it because I don't even know how a lot of this stuff carries over from the second one. So I kind of am going at it like it's a standalone movie.
But I mean, even going into it from the first two, it's still just a bad movie. The acting's bad. The quality of the, like, picture is just bad. The audio's bad. Everything's bad. I'm going to give it, like, a 3. Tremors 3 gets a 3.
You stole my joke.
Well, I wonder what you're going to rate it, Mike. Go ahead and go next.
Yeah, as I said, I was thinking Tremors 3 gets a 3. It's just not a great movie. if you're rating it as of like Tremors as a series, I love Tremors.
Oh yeah, Tremors great.
So like I highly recommend if you love the first Tremors, just watch it anyway, because this one's terrible, but you'll be happy by the end of it. It's enough. It gets the job done.
Just like a hooker.
Wow.
Nobody talk about your mother.
Oh damn. Okay, so we got three. Didn't see this ending this way at all. 100% didn't see this.
Oh no, does he have 3 as well?
Oh no, I don't.
8.
I don't. Yes. No, I'm just kidding.
For a second, I thought you were serious. I'm like,
No.
I mean, I could see it if you're rating it off of just, hey, it has the Tremors name.
And that's really all you're getting from this. I
Yep.
think that if
Yeah.
you are not a fan of the first one, you're done. You know, the first one established the fan base, and it just has its cult following, and I think that's all who really gravitate to this movie. That's not to say anything about the ones that came after this. I don't know if the ones that have like those like little subtitle names or whatever, because there's like
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole TV series to this.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
No,
know
I
that.
thought that didn't make it off the ground. I thought they were going to make it.
I think there's a season out at least, because when I was looking up, and I had to look up who the real estate guy or whatever it was,
Okay.
he had a role in that.
Well, I thought they never finished it because I was super excited because Kevin Bacon was going to be in it.
Oh, for real? I have no idea. It looked like, according to the wiki, I thought there was a season of it out.
Oh, maybe there is. I don't know. I just thought they canceled it before it even came out.
I'm just saying, this is what this movie is for. People who already know Tremors.
Yeah.
If you don't know Tremors, this sucks. If all the other ones that come like way down the line, like Tremors Bloodline or Tremors, there's like the new one, which is something Island or something. If it's they maybe stand a chance at finding a new audience, possibly. I know nothing about these movies, but with this particular one, if you don't know Tremors, this is bad.
It's really bad.
But I know Tremors enough. I didn't even notice the callbacks you pointed out, which I'm glad you did, because it actually makes a lot of these scenes a lot more interesting. Some things don't make sense. I think some things are forced. I'm glad Burt and a couple other people from the original were in this one. That was very pleasant to see. But here's the thing. I'm giving this a 4. I did not think I'd be rating it the highest, to be honest. Actually, I thought Mike would rate it the highest. I thought you were going to be the lowest.
Okay, so hear me out. If I'm rating this on it's a Tremors series, it's getting a high rating because it's Tremors, I'd give it at least a 5. But I think the movie itself deserves a 3.
And that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Stay tuned, because next Wednesday, Fartober gets a little wet. And remember, if you like the show, subscribe.
No. There we go. That's good.
I forgot I was supposed to like.
I just was like,
Russell's like, I forgot you said to act scared, so I'm just cracking up over here, and Russell's freaking out.
They're gonna think like Russell's on drugs or something.
Oh my god.
You been taking that power pill, bro? Power pill.